dark side of Japan. I'm gonna like this one. I love Japan. I probably should use that Rosetta Stone that I have and actually learn some of this shit. But I'm a lazy fuck. But this is a video by Mood Side. Give them a subscribe and a like. Always support the original content creators, my boys. And let's get into it.
Is the Japan that you all used to see. Beautiful mountains, modern technology, and ancient temples. But did you know that you can't go into public swimming pools or bathhouses if you have tattoos? Or that many people are...
Well, I can understand the tattoo laws because they got a lot of thing against the Yakuza. They had a lot of issues back in the 80s and 90s with that shit. So there's a lot of discriminatory acts or laws against them to discourage the criminal gangs.
are so overworked they often sleep in the streets, or even worse, decide to disappear and build an entirely new life. This is the...
Like the one bitch that fucking dipped out in her life and started start living out of a internet cafe, making money off of gaming and shit. That was a wild story.
The dark side of Japan. Something that's been around for a long time in the country is the Japanese Yakuza, or Japanese organized crime group. Yakuza have been in existence for over 300 years, tracing back to 1612 when they started to attract the attention of the government. They are organized into families and group members for mutual...
Any organization that has a lot of members and highly organized is going to attract attention from the government. Good or bad. The government doesn't like competition.
Protection, having similar rituals and format to the samurai. In fact, it was believed that Yakuzas are descended from gangs of Ronins or wayward samurais. The Japanese Yakuza engage in extortion, blackmail, smuggling, drug trafficking, gambling, loan sharks, and other activities that control restaurants, bars...
So your basic formula of fucking making money in the underworld. Yeah, I get it. I respect it. Get that bag any way you can, 100%.
Bars and companies all over the cities. Yakuza members often have elaborate tattoos that have their meanings. Members of a clan often have the same tattoos, but with a strict requirement. They should not be visible in everyday life. You might also recognize them by their missing pinky fingers. Often, Yakuza have to undergo yubitsume.
It's a way to form apology for a fuck up. They cut a finger off, usually the pinky.
Or finger shortening to pay back for their wrongdoings. They reached their height in the 1960s with over 184,000 members. But nowadays...
That's a large standing fucking army, and I bet they fumbled the bag.
Their numbers have dwindled to 40,000.
Still a standing army.
The laws established in 2011 that made it illegal.
Didn't he get shot by a homemade shotgun, or am I thinking a different fucking president of Japan?
The Yakuza is also why the Japanese are very strict about tattoos, as it's often synonymous with the organized crime group. In Japan, people with tattoos are banned from entering most onsens, hot springs.
Yeah, baby, if I go to fucking Japan, which I probably never will, I can go into any hot spring or bathhouse, which I probably won't. But yeah, no tattoo gang, boys.
Ryokan, traditional inns, sento, public baths, pools, gyms, or even some capsule hotels. The rules were made to keep the gang members from certain spaces. Aside from association with the Yakuza, there was also a time in the Edo period when criminals were punished with tattoos, and sex workers would have tattoos to show romantic devotion to customers.
That's a little wild, but okay. Alright.
Tattoos were deemed illegal during the Meiji period, 1868 to 1912, although it was legalized again in 1948. The stigma continues, and people with tattoos still have limited options.
They're rectifying the mistake of disobedience and dishonor
When it comes to bathing facilities. You might be familiar with the Fukushima tragedy. In
Who isn't,
2011,
bro?
a 15-meter tsunami disabled the Fukushima Daiichi reactors.
Isn't that part of the island still fucking off limits? It got crazy wild boars and shit running around now. I don't know.
Causing a nuclear accident where 3 cores melted. The incident is rated level 7.
Radioactive fucking boars going to town. That'd be fucking wild.
By the International Nuclear and Radiological Event Scale, the most serious level. Fast forward to August 2023, when the government decided to release treated radioactive water into the Pacific Ocean. Japan had already received a green light from the UN as the analyzed value.
That just sounds like a bad idea, dumping radioactive water into the ocean. I know it's been treated, but still, it does have really a lot of bad adverse effects on the fish and the environment. Like, are we gonna be eating radiated shit? Even though we probably are. Like, check out how they fucking clear bananas through customs. They irradiate that shit, which they should, because you don't want to have a fucking erection spider bite you.
Value of radioactivity is 1,500 becquerels per liter of tritium, much lower than the 60,000 becquerels per liter of tritium standard. China immediately placed a ban.
Well, it's still fucking low, so I say go for it, dog. Do you?
On all Japanese aquatic products, and people in Japan, Hong Kong, and South Korea have voiced their concerns through protests. Some have turned to Reddit to discuss.
You're mad that the government's going to be doing it. Well, their government's going to be doing it. But look across the fucking sea or the little fucking pond, my dudes. Look what China be doing. Look what they be dumping in the water and stuff like that. Look what India be dumping in the water and stuff. You're upset about this, but there's a whole other fucking scale about it. But I don't know. I'm just a big dumbass fish.
Discuss this issue. Some people have mentioned that the results of the research have shown that they are as radioactive as bananas, so there's nothing to worry about. A lot of people still expressed concern as they're just diluting the radioactive water with seawater to lower the concentration, pretend it's safe. To put the rumors to rest, Japan's
Dilute everything.
Prime Minister Fumio Kishida ate a fish caught in Fukushima, and his office released a video on social media.
Did he, or was that propaganda? Because I fucking wouldn't.
Ironically, it was found that China, which banned Japanese products due to this incident, had a nuclear power plant that released about 3 times more tritium than Fukushima.
What the fuck did I just say? What the fuck did I say? China. You think something's bad? Think about China. It's probably 10 times worse there.
South Korea's Kori nuclear power plant also had similar amounts. Another side of Japan that you don't often see in other countries is their maid cafes.
What the fuck you talking about, bro? Everybody that likes Japan, everybody that's a weeb, dreams about going to a fucking maid cafe if they ever visit that bitch. My dream is to go for the vending machines because I'm fat and I like food.
These are cosplay-themed cafes where staff are dressed up in maid outfits and serve customers. It's so popular among otakus that there are around 60 maid cafes in Akihabara alone. For the most part, it's a fun and harmless experience, but there is some dark side to this industry.
There's a dark side to every industry, motherfucker. Look at chocolate and fat people and diabetes. Like, really? There's a dark side to everything.
It's said that the work environment is very stressful, and some maids have panic attacks during working hours. The maids are also forbidden to put on weight and keep their figures as slim as possible.
Well, they hired as servants, servers or models, and the Japanese culture, they're very, social conscious about stuff like this.
There's also a hierarchy within the maids, with foreign maids being at the bottom of the rank. Customers also have forums where they would discuss maids in sexually explicit ways.
No shit, you're serving a maid service to a bunch of hyperactive fucking antisocial turd men. So you expect not to be sexually harassed? Look at that motherfucker's bald hairline. My shit will get to that eventually.
Another term that's unique to Japan is the salarymen. Salarymen are salaried workers or white-collar workers who are very loyal to their corporation. They're so loyal that most salarymen work between 12. to 18 hours a
Oh
day.
shit.
Some have even called them derogatory terms
I ain't working fucking 12 to 18 hours. You can suck my dick.
like kaishi no inu, company's dogs, or shakichu, corporate livestock. The hard day of Japanese
I like that corporate livestock. That's exactly what the fuck they is.
corporate workers begin early in the morning when people have to stuff themselves into an overfilled train. These trains are so full that the government decided to have a staff specifically tasked with cramming people in. Then they'll work.
Don't you think that's a little bit of an overpopulation type deal? Like, you need to upgrade your infrastructure to house more fucking people and pedestrians. Just stuffing them like a goddamn sardine can is wild.
away in the office
Oh, it's better than India than stacking up on the sides and roof that shit.
until nighttime. They work so late that they can only blow off steam in late night spots like izakayas or pachinkos. Sometimes, the salarymen get so tired from working that some have to sleep on the street, train, or even the sidewalk.
No, they got fucked up because they were peer pressured and going out drinking when they just want to go to fuck home and sleep. But it's considered rude to deny an outing with a friend in Japan, apparently.
Often, many families wouldn't be able to see much of their father since they work so much. Corporate workers in Japan are also facing dangerous consequences for their lifestyle, suffering from heart conditions, strokes, and mental health issues. Sometimes you can see people screaming and punching a hole in the wall in the streets
Mental
of Tokyo
breakdown.
because of stress. Sadly, these meltdowns are so common that most people would just walk past each other as if nothing is wrong. The worst
Professional minding your fucking business. I like it.
case is called koroshi, death by overworking. The first case of koroshi was recorded
And that's one way to get isekai to another world. Just let you know, boys and girls, work hard, work until you drop, and then you can have the fantasy land of your own.
in 1969 when a newspaper company employee died of a stroke at the young age of 29. Some of these people are so overwhelmed that they decide to end their lives. They often travel to Aokigahara, a suicide forest, to kill themselves. Another effect of their stressful lives is Jalhatsu, where tens of thousands of Japanese people go missing every year. People who purposefully vanish from their lives and disappear. People sometimes are so overwhelmed with work, they decide to disappear. Although the leading
Man, I'm pretty sure we all have been fucking there. Had enough of the bullshit and just like, I want to go away. But keep on trucking, boys. We got a job to do.
cause is due to dementia. Some people escape due to domestic violence, debt, or the shame of job loss. There's even a line of business that helps people to disappear called yonigeya. Japanese are some of the friendliest people in the world, but
Just
that
gonna
doesn't mean
gloss
they
over.
don't discriminate. The country is famously homogenous with over 98.5% of the population being purely Japanese.
As it should
However, there's the case of hafu, or half Japanese people. These
Don't
people
matter.
often feel alienated as most people view them as foreigners. Some Korean and Chinese hafu face discrimination as they're from countries that were colonized by Japan. This is especially true as well for black hafu.
Just learn about what fucking Japan did to China during World War II. The logs. That's all I'm gonna say. The logs.
They face plenty of stereotypes, such as being good at basketball, funny, or liking rap music. If you ever buy a phone in Japan, there's one little annoying
Don't confuse ignorance with malice, because a lot of times these people never seen or interacted with another motherfucker from another race, because 98 point some percent fucking Asian Japanese people, let me tell you. So a lot of this shit's just probably ignorance and curiosity.
detail to their cell phones you might have noticed. All their cell phones will have a shutter sound you can't turn off no matter what you do. For some people, this is an annoyance, but it can be life-changing for others. The reason behind this shutter sound is privacy concerns, so people can't
There's a big problem with fucking perverts taking upskirt shots of people in public. Being women in the hyper focus of that shit's kind of sucks, but hey, such is life.
take pictures they shouldn't be taking. The country has a lot of cases where people take unwanted pictures of others. The Japanese police saw a huge rise in voyeurism, a 60% rise from 2007 to 2016. That's why this law was
Creepy
made,
ass
to
motherfucker.
protect vulnerable people, especially women. Even the tech giant Apple agreed to customize the cell phones that they shipped to Japan. So although this might seem a little annoying to you, it's made with good intentions, and the overall purpose is to safeguard people's privacy. Japan is such an...
That's an annoyance I would be able to deal with. Because you don't want some creep ass people coming up on your daughter taking pictures of your wife and shit, you know what I mean?
interesting country that I wanted to share a couple more interesting facts. Japan is the land of wacky inventions, like this amazing cooling spray that people use during summertime. All you need to do is spray the foam onto your skin or a surface, then take the foam and put it wherever you want on your body. You'll be cooled off in no time. It seems that the Japanese are obsessed with beating the heat. Another innovation is called the fan jacket, where each jacket comes with air conditioning. It's perfect for outdoor workers who want to stay breezy in a hot and sticky temperature. Another crazy invention is the overtime work stickers, where people will indicate to the public that they're currently working overtime, so please don't disturb them. The country is also the...
I hate overtime, and I'll try everything in my power not to do overtime. I absolutely hate work. I despise work. I try not to do anything but work. So that's my level of fucking incompetence, I guess. But I'll do the bare minimum. I'll go to work, do what I have to do to get the fucking money so I can live. But personally, I fucking don't want to go to work. Nobody wants to go to work. I think the only people that want to go to work are the people that can't work.
Inventor of the luxury fruit market. From a white jewel strawberry to a cubed-shaped watermelon, prices go up to tens of thousands of dollars. That's why it's the best gift you can give when visiting people. Japan is a beautiful country with amazing views and rich traditions.
Never waste that much money on a fucking decorative watermelon. You got me fucked up, bro.
Also has its issues with crippling mental health and prejudice due to the way their society is shaped. Hopefully, the country can overcome this and continue to be one of the most inventive and creative countries in the world.
Japan #1. I don't care what anybody says. That was a good video. I fuck with it. And it still doesn't change my opinion about Japan. I fucking love it. Want to go visit one day, but I have to learn the language a little bit. But I'm a lazy fuck, and that probably won't happen.